we're going to be taking the new transforming Super Saiyan Vegeta into the Beast Gohan Supreme Battle Spectacle. And this should be pretty fun. So again, mine is full link level 10, 55%, level 7 defense equip. And I think the friend, for some reason it's weird, the friend is exactly like mine. Very odd. I don't know if someone just had the exact same thing as I did, but it's very weird. Like specifically the silver slot is missing, and it's link level 10. Like I'm recording this like 3 hours after his release, so fishy to me, but whatever it is. So we will, how should I do this actually? How do I want to proceed? I might put King Vegeta here. Nah, we'll put Vegeta here in the first slot, right? Let's see Vegeta with just these things activated and what he's going to do with his full passive without the extra King Vegeta support. King Vegeta does provide an extra 30% attack and defense support if he super attacks first, but I just don't think that's going to be something we're going to commonly see. So it's not something I really care about, but Vegeta starting off at a 6.4 mil attack stat. Keep in mind that Vegeta does get a guaranteed additional super attack and 18% damage reduction for the first 3 turns. He's permanently guarding, and he stacks 20% attack and defense with each super attack he gets through his super attack effect. He does build up a defense up to 80% as well with each attack he receives, right? 31%, I guess I should say 31% defense up to 80% with each attack he receives. Then he has an interesting part of his passive on top of that, where depending on his HP level, he gets up to an extra 150% attack when attacking and 150% defense when he receives the attack, both for the first time within the turn. And so basically, like the very first attack he does and the very first attack he receives, whatever the HP level he's at, he will get up to 150% attack or defense, and that is that's applicable to, you know, the actual, like, defending will obviously be when he receives the attack, right? I guess I should clarify that too. By the way, it's like 3 a.m., so if I sound really dumb, that's why, you know. So, he also does get a guaranteed additional super attack if there is a character whose name includes Goku on the rotation, and guess what? The STR Vegito EZA on JP, his name does include Goku, so that is pretty cool. We will, actually, I'm going to hold back a little here. Maybe it's not the best to miss out on a stack for Gogeta, but I think I want to get a lot of stacks for Vegeta here. And the thing with Gogeta is that he is a dodging character, so I'm not really going to be too worried about like him getting just an extra 30% stack. While it would be helpful, I'm going to transform him instantly, and we're going to have him like floating around with the dodge, and then he has the targets go eventually, so we should be a-okay. These guys though, I mean, if they get like 4 super attacks and they crit all of them, and you know, can't really control it regardless, so but at least it'll help avoid that situation. Now besides that, Vegeta is able to transform on turn 3, which is pretty early. As long as you're above 18% HP, we are able to get a turn 3 transformation. There's not really a point though, especially because even after this guy's reduction runs out, in this fight specifically, I mean, I guess he's guarding regardless, but we are type advantage still in the next phase there. But again, it doesn't really matter because we have the guard still. But I don't think the super attack would be necessarily enough to kill us. It hits for about 1.7 mil. I guess we'll see. Well, I guess Gogeta does finish the job off anyway, so I probably should have just gone a stack. Oh well, that's fine. Gogeta does have the baseline 70% chance additional super, so I guess these guys did more damage than I anticipated them to. I will probably push King Vegeta off, I guess. This probably is going to be the best idea. We'll actually keep Blue Evolution Vegeta in the first slot, funny enough. And we'll let him grab this. We'll do this, and then King Vegeta will just grab, I guess, all these EGL Key Spheres. Keep in mind, King Vegeta does want 3 EGL Key Spheres, and he changes physical Key Spheres. How do I say it like that? Physical Key Spheres to EGL Key Spheres. So with that in mind, you are able to set up those specific Key Spheres, which I do like. It's not going to be consistent. Like if you enter a new road, like if you enter a new, God, dude, I can't think of the word at the top of my head. If you enter like a new phase with this guy on rotation, then it's like not going to be that easy. Or you'll be up to RNG, but otherwise, not really. Okay, so I think this is the highest attacks I've seen at 55% Vegeta at 7.4 mil attack stat right there. And he is getting another one here because we have the guaranteed additional super. So with King Vegeta, again, he looks a lot different. It's almost like a 9-day difference. So Vegeta has his full passive here, man. This should be pretty good tanking. He still also has his damage reduction. God, dude. Y'all hear me just like going crazy? You probably do, and you're probably like, what is wrong with this dude? Like, you're insane. Why am I watching this person? Minato Splash, unsubscribed. Don't actually do that. In fact, I'm closing in on 11,000 subscribers, am I not? I'm actually under 70 from that at the time of this recording, so I guess, you know, feel free to subscribe. So we will just keep stacking with Vegeta here. I think this is going to be the best case scenario. Not really worried about holding back anymore in these specific rotations, so we should be good. When Broly floats back around, we will also transform him, and that'll actually give us some extra support. Falling under 77% HP, starting from the next turn, I'll be fine with. It'd be good to get S tier Super Vegeta out, and you know, with his counters and everything, he will also be looking really, really nice against the Beast Gohan portion of the fight. The issue with Beast Gohan is the fact that he can super attack, obviously, and guaranteed stun is the real issue regarding that super attack. Like, he does hit hard, right? He hits for almost 3 mil damage. But I think the main part that I find really difficult is that stun. Because he's gonna super attack you with this 30% chance super, dude. He super attacks you like very quickly in the fight. Like either the first or second attack in the turn. And then he stuns you in slot 1. So Vegeta is just gonna keep getting stunned. And it could be very, very annoying. Which is why, you know, I see a lot of people say, oh, this guy doesn't necessarily need dodge. And while I see the point there, and it's like, you know, you can give him crit because he doesn't really have crit in his kit at all, besides the active skill turn. I think dodge will still be valuable for this guy because dodging the super attacks means that, well, firstly, you're going to take 0 damage, and Vegeta will still take damage from these big mega bosses, right? And number 2 is that you're going to avoid completely like getting stunned, getting sealed, or getting attack lower, defense lower. Like those debuffs do not apply when you dodge. So that's why I feel like, you know, people will be like, oh, why are you gonna put dodge in this guy, right? If I ever get dupes in this Vegeta, I think I would go dodge, actually. I think I'd probably do dodge into additional, just because avoiding those debuffs could be super useful. And it's like, you know, this guy's not really gonna be the mega damage in there anyways. He's really a slot 1 defensive tank character. So I would, you know, rather him just completely take 0 damage, right? And avoiding the seal and everything is a bonus. We will go ahead and put Vegeta here in slot 1. We'll transform with you. And we'll just get some little bit of, well, should I transform into, you know, actually, let me reset. I will transform into Super Saiyan Vegeta here.
計算だけでわかるもんじゃない。俺たちサイヤ人はな。
Alright, perfect. We are cooking. I could use the active, but we're going to save it for the next turn. I want to see the attacks that Vegeta's going to hit here. So we could get Super Saiyan active. I think, funny enough, Prodigies actually gives more of an attack boost than Super Saiyan, 15%. So we'll actually keep this active right here. We'll get, I guess this with Blue Evolution doesn't really matter. Super Saiyan Vegeta himself will finish the job off. And Blue Gogeta will just come back around with the target skill, which is the reason why I transformed to Blue Gogeta as well, right? So the thing about this Vegeta is that once he receives an attack, he will also get a guaranteed additional super attack. And he has a baseline, I think, additional with a great chance to be super, if I'm not mistaken. So there's that. On top of that, when he receives an attack, he will also have an attack that disables an enemy's action within the turn. So there it is, all through the attacks, which is very nice, right? And he is doing some pretty nice damage here for 55%, dude. I mean, that looks pretty nice. I mean, that's the best word I could really use to describe it. Looks pretty good, honestly. You're not locking Vegeta. Okay, you're gonna be annoying today, aren't you? You're gonna be. I think you're a silly guy, aren't you? You know what? You know what I think about that? I'm gonna use the Senzu Bean. I'm gonna see what Vegeta takes here in slot 1. What kind of damage he'll do if he doesn't get sealed, right? That's kind of the idea here. But we have King Vegeta support. This is a 55% Vegeta here. I mean, I guess I could do this. Would I get more links? I do get Saiyan Pride, actually, which is 20% attack. That's quite a bit. But I think we'll just do this. It doesn't really matter, per se. I would rather get... well, I might actually just do this. Yeah, I'll do this instead. This should be fine. And then we'll grab this with S tier Vegito. So let's see. What does Vegeta eat here? This free dupe link level 10 Vegeta. From Beast Gohan Super Attack. Again, usually he does the Super Attack instantly. If he doesn't, though... yeah, okay, I was going to say, like, there it is right there. But if he didn't, and it was that next attack, we would have disabled it. So, that would have been pretty cool. 418k, dude. We live. GG, that's pretty good. King Vegeta here is going to live. Yeah, he double digit tanks the normals, which is actually impressive. These normal attacks, it's not like they hit weak. Let me double check here the damage of these normals. I know Dokkan Info has been like having a little bit of issues with displaying the actual stats of the bosses, but hopefully the Beast Gohan boss stats are up. And he hits for, yeah, over 1 million damage as normal. So, because he greatly raised attack, so it's 1.15. Yeah, so King Vegeta eating those normals right there. Pretty good to see as well. Very, very nice to see. So, I mean, I feel pretty good about what I'm seeing so far. We could get Broly's domain activated here, and why not? We'll just go ahead and get that. We're above 30% HP as well, so we could use Vegeta's active skill. Is this where I want to use Vegeta's active? I'm just trying to think about that. I might put Blue Evolution here in slot 1 and not use Vegeta's active just yet. I think that's what I'm going to do. We'll activate Blue Evolution's thing there. And then we'll let Broly also grab this. And again, if we live, we're good. If we die, then, you know, it is what it is. I think Blue Evolution might die here. But the reason why I'm going to save the active is so I can just get a better situation to use it, right? So there it is. There is the Revival skill procced. And we come back with Blue Gogeta's target skill if we need.
Bulma, Trunks, Puro, キャベトの約束、サイヤ人としての誇り、俺のすべて捨ててたまるか。
Alright, cool. Again, you're stuck here, but we'll use the target skill and the active skill, and at least we'll get the extra buff here, so that's going to be helpful. We'll just do this right here, and this will actually also do some extra damage. So we're going to actually be able to do a good amount of damage here, and that'll let the Big Bang attack next turn again get more, because depending on the HP level the enemy is at, we do get extra attack buffs, right? If we're under 80%, if the enemy's under 80% HP, well, I can't get the 8 Jokis first, but it doesn't actually matter here anyway, so. But yeah, if the enemy's under 80% HP, we get extra 30% attack, which we're seeing here. And if the enemy does get under 60% HP, it's another 30%. Then if they're under 40%, it becomes 50% extra attack. So it's a lot of extra stats you can get there. We'll play the Big Bang attack because, again, it is the new character. Vegeta will get a good amount of links activated here, and let's see what he could do. That's actually pretty good, dude, for free dupe. And keep in mind, the reason why he was able to hit that hard, or at least part of the reason why, is because he stacks attack on his 12 key. Well, I guess his only key super attack is 12 key, right? But he stacks attack as well as stacking demons before he transforms. That goes directly into the active skill damage that we would see Man, it would suck if... Yeah, he didn't even super. I could have put Vegeta in slot 1, but it's fine. King Vegeta is going to get an extra 30% attack boost to this guy. So in total, we'll see a pretty good attack set from him overall. This does not activate the 30% twice, by the way. It only activates the super attack effect twice. I like how it does 0 damage, though. That's kind of funny. Yeah, there's a 15 million attack stats. He will still get an additional attack that has a great chance to be a super at the bare minimum, which we see right here for a 16 million attack stat. And then next turn, the other Vegeta won't hit as hard, I'm thinking, but he'll still be looking pretty nice because of the fact that the enemy will be under 40% HP. So the Active Skill is going to do some pretty good damage overall. Ideally, there's like a situation where it's just one attack in slot 1, and then we could see... Well, you know, I could actually get the Active Skill finish, can't I? I think so. We can get the Active Skill finish, right? Because of the fact that we can get Blue Evolution Vegeta's active skill, and then we can get my Vegeta's active skill as well. That's my thought process, and I try to piece the words together. You guys can probably tell when I'm recording really late. Well, not only is it because like the character came out, and the character artist comes out late in my time zone, but it is funny to kind of notice something like that happening. Okay, we'll use this, and might as well play it too.
Super Vegeta のビッグバンアタックだ。
Alright, for science purposes, we're going to put my Vegeta in slot 1. We're going to see what he could take from a super attack here. And this Vegeta is not as stacked up, I think, as the other Vegeta was. And we don't have the support. So if we get super attacked, we could see a different approach to how much damage Vegeta would take. Now, if he dies, I don't really care. But I just want to see. Okay, perfect. We're getting supered here. How much damage does Vegeta take here? Guard, HMRS reduction. Pretty good defense, is I assume. Still 450k right there, so we completely live very easily, even without the King Vegeta support. So that shows you how good this Vegeta character really is able to be, man. I mean, these are the hardest hitting supers in the game that he's just living before he even super attacks, by the way. Each super he does raise his defense by 50% for the turn. Now, it adds on to the previous stacks that he has, but it still will be a pretty good amount of defense he gains, especially considering that he would be able to get basically 3 super attacks from a super attack effect when he triple supers right after he receives the attack. So that would be the equivalent of, how many stacks would that be the equivalent of? Because it's 20%. That'd be the equivalent of 7.5 stacks, essentially, right? So there you go. Let me know what you guys think about Vegeta, and I will catch you all next time.